it's destabilizing, it's upsetting, it puts stresses and strains on all of the things that the West and the Africans and everybody else wants Mauritania to do, to develop, to be stable, to have a peaceful environment. And going in to overthrow the government isn't going to give you that. I don't think you're going to get any gain for anyone.
Okay, but
And I hope I'm wrong. I would like to see it all work out as you would. Have it all work out nicely with no further repercussions outside its own borders. But I have a very difficult time understanding why or who some outsider would be involved in trying to overthrow that government.
okay, because we were interviewing analysts here, and they were very much in support of the government as was. Hence, well, the EU saying they're going to threaten this $200 million assistance plan, which was to be given over 5 years, and the US cutting $15 million of aid. And but on the other hand, we had other political analysts saying that it was a step to democracy, this coup. So obviously, different sides are jockeying for position, and I'm talking about outside sources, not people in Mauritania, because I mean, all one has to do is look at the business press and see that Mauritania was touting its wares as a new frontier for mining resources in Africa.
Well, you know, it's interesting when the United Nations or the European Union and America cut the aid. I wonder who they are punishing. The people who staged the coup or the people who were supposed to benefit from the assistance. That strikes me as being very short-sighted. If your purpose is to help the people of that country, they're not going to be better off if you cut off the aid. And remember, we never gave them money. We gave them projects. We gave them programs. We didn't just unload a bunch of dollars on the front porch. And it is difficult to understand how my country would cut off the aid when nothing that's happened there so far has had any negative impact on the United States. It may have some on the people of Mauritania, and they're not going to be helped if $15 million in economic assistance and development programs are terminated.
And just finally, Ambassador, another aspect of this, of course,
Sure.
is it is the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, and it's one of the very few Islamic states to recognize Israel. How did that come to pass?
It was one of those things in which they had a lot to gain and very little to lose. The Mauritanians are so far from the center of the struggle with Israel. Although they're involved and they're concerned and they feel ethnic and religious ties to the Palestinians, for example, most of the aid that comes from the Arab world comes from what we in the West call moderate Arab states, the oil sheikdoms, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain, who have their own quasi-relationship with Israel. So persuading the Mauritanians to do this would be one of the ways that the Mauritanians would continue to receive the largesse from their Arab Peninsula brethren and the co-religionists.
No, sorry.
I think that was perhaps the main message.
But Mauritania did recognize the state of Israel, was my point.
Yes. Yes, and they did it, I think, because it benefited them. That's why people do things, you know. They see some benefit for them with a larger upside than downside.
But how would it benefit them vis-a-vis the sheikdoms that you describe if they recognize the state of Israel? Obviously, none of those sheikdoms do. Well, most of them.
Well, yes, but they are prepared. They benefit because here is a republic, the Islamic Republic of Mauritania recognizing Israel, meaning that there is some balance. You remember the King of Morocco sponsored a session of the World Jewish Congress in Rabat many years ago. And he did that because he felt it was good for his image. It was good for a lot of things and didn't cost him a great deal. Now, maybe he was wrong, I don't know, but I haven't seen any negative repercussions from what he did. And the Israelis were happy to have relations with Mauritania, another Arab country. They have them with Jordan. They have them with Egypt. They have something resembling relations with some of the Gulf states. And the Gulf states said, hey, help us out here, and we'll continue to help you.
Okay,
that's what I think, but I was never consulted.
All right, Ambassador Edward Peck, a former ambassador, a U.S. ambassador to Mauritania.